G'day mate and welcome back to Satisfactory. Now I had to wait till daytime, so like 20 minutes has passed because I started recording and then realised it was going to night, so not a good time to start an episode. So we're now in morning and I built up, and the way I built up was I literally got a foundation, I jumped up and I just clicked the button until we had lots of foundation and I ran out of fuel and then we landed. The main reason I did that is I wanted to sort of look at what we've done so far, because we've done a lot. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot to do, but we've done a lot. And I figured from a height up here, we could sort of have a look around and see a little bit of everything, along with our, well, how tiny everything is, along with how tiny our little giant flying moth friend is. From this height, he's not so big anymore. Anyway, we're going to start over here. So way over there, where this bit of rock comes down to the water, is actually where our oil is. And I can't see any of our oil. It's just around the corner. But I actually think right there is another oil platformy thing. And it turns out there's another crash site over there. So we're going to have to go rescue that crash site for another hard drive. And that oil belt gets ribboned all its way through the forest over to here. Adds to our Cataterium ore, which we've turned into quick wire on the spot, which gets belted over one of our bridge highways. Careful not to step off the edge, JD. Our oil gets split. Half of it goes to power. Well, one belt goes to power. The other belt goes over to our plastic that we just finished building into computer frames. We've got our giant steel fabrication area here. And compared to our iron, which is this one, well, actually, there's three of them. Got a little bit of iron production here, more iron production here, and more iron production here. Obviously, steel is massive, iron is massive, copper is so-so. Maybe as we're going to get more into the end game, copper finally picks up, but we've got a tiny bit of copper production here. Copper production here to actually feed iron production. Copper production here for our two base products being the cable and the wire. That's it. Even our copper production over here is to make wire to feed into the stators. So, you know, copper, we're really not using copper. But yeah, we've got our steel production over here. That belt going across the middle of the void is our second coal plant, and I can zoom all the way in. We can sort of see that it snakes its way up and around and then comes this way. Obviously I should shorten the belt and run it straight across, but you know, originally it went over here to do power, which is all gone now. We've got the second concrete factory that I've built, but we don't actually need concrete because it's sort of running as fast as it can. Yeah, things are moving, so obviously that manufacturer is running at full speed. Turns out we actually ran out of the encased industrial beams because I disconnected a power line that went into this mess somewhere and I had no idea where it went. Turns out it took out this whole side of the thing, so we weren't making motors which were backed up, or are backed up still, at least from the look of it, although I don't see any on that belt. Oh no, they're not quite backed up. But yeah, our heavy encased industrial beams just died. Can I... middle mouse button. No, that just gets rid of that window. Okay. So yeah, that's running. We've got our computers up and running. Our truck is stuck somewhere near my feet. Right there. He's out of fuel, so I can go pick him up at some stage. Out of picture mode. So yeah, we've done a bit of a tour. Well, I've done a bit of an explore. We've gone all the way out to this edge. We've gone under the arch up till the start of that purple biome. We came... Hang on, I'll find it. I'll find it. Is that it? Ah, okay, so that's the little basin that's full of fog. And there we go. There's our single watchtower, which means, although it's not showing up, we built that right beside a crash site. So there is a crash site right here. And that's why I say it's really good to put something in place so you can know, okay, I've been to that crash site. Actually, speaking of crash sites, if we go from main base and follow these power poles, that was our first crash site right there, which again, it's not showing up, but I remember we went there and we had to hook power into it. So it's there in that basin. So yeah, we've explored sort of, you know, we've explored out to about here. And up down to there. Haven't really touched any of this biome. We sort of skipped over it. But if I just go back to our picture, our map, we can see that we've done sort of this area. Actually, if we put on drop pods, all, we can see we did this drop pod. I think that one's, yeah, that's the one in the basin full of fog. No, that's the one behind the base. Maybe it's all the way out here. Power 20, nope. 9 quick wire. Okay, so that looks like it. So we've done sort of out to here, across up to here, and we've done this drop pod. We've done these 3 oils. I missed this oil and I missed this drop pod. So, you know, of the map, 20%, maybe? Maybe? There's a lot more map out there that we obviously haven't gone and visited yet. But I wanted to take a moment to sort of go over what we've done, go over what we still have to do, which is, honestly, we're down at like just a couple of items. Can I... Logistics. Mark 4 belt. Cool. Alright, we're ready. I'm losing altitude very quickly. But this should get us all the way home. Oh, and I forgot to... Oh, I forgot to do it. Too late. Too late. So, I intentionally built... That failed. I made no distance whatsoever. So, I intentionally built right beside a limestone node. Actually, why did I swap that back? Let's just blast up. So, I intentionally built right beside that limestone node. So, I could ping it. So, I could work out how high up we were. Turns out it was around about 240 meters high. So, not super high. But high enough that we could sort of have a look around and see what was going on. Nope. Put those back. But I want to go back to base. I want to go back to base. I want to get rid of the 2 plastic I have in my inventory. 22 plastic, rather. I want to go back to base. I want to take with me a couple of basics. So I want to take with me the computers, which we now have automated. Plus, I want to take back these heavy modular frames. Because, yep, we've made a few of them. Blade runners, because we're running this way. Let's Mark 4 belt going the opposite direction. Don't stand on it. You'll have your legs pulled out from underneath you. So yeah, I want to go back to base. I want to unlock the last unlock. At the same time, I crafted the 9 missing supercomputers we needed for the map. So I want to throw those in there and get them up and running. Because they're going to take half hour to run. So we're going to start those, which means unless I go really long, which I know I have done a few times in a row, we can finish that one off. Crap, you only need plastic. Because I missed that entirely. Alright, let's go get plastic. Actually, I have a launch pad over here. Go in one direction is really easy. back the other direction. Every single time I build a launch pad, I end up building in front of it. 50, 97, that'll do me. Up. Mark 4 belt. Back we go. Can I go through this? I've never tried. I haven't owned a jetpack. No. That was like hitting a brick wall. Okay. Well, there might be fall damage, but at least it's not impact damage. Okay. Because I completely forgot about this. Select milestone. Have that, have that. So let me guess, this is miles cheaper. Go away. So this used copper wire and plastic. This used twice the plastic, but we get 3 times the amount of circuit boards out. And uses quick wire instead of copper. Production. Assembler. Yeah, right there and right there. Okay, so you do that one, you do that one. 30 and 80. 60 and 30. Well, that's unchanged. We just went from 60 wire, which is a little bit frustrating, up to 80 wire, but we also got up to 7.5 boards per minute. Okay. So had I known, I probably would have used that recipe instead, because so far the quick wire is pretty pointless. It is used, and this is the next thing we're going to be working on, the high-speed connector, which is made in a manufacturer, the big one. AI limiter, which is made in the assembler, which is the 2 item one that we've been playing with for a long time. And a supercomputer, which needs all the crap previously to it. The AI limiter needs quick wire, the high-speed connecting needs quick wire, and the supercomputer needs everything in the above. Along with computers, which we just found out were a nightmare. So, we have a gas mask. Launch motors are there, which are not hooked up from the factory back there to the factory here. Launch.
Gas masks and filter parts will ensure increased odds of survival in gas-based hazardous environments.
Rubber.
FICSIT Incorporated would like to extend the friendly advice to not forget to change filters regularly.
Rubber, and fabric. Okay, because I haven't done anything about automating fabric. Because it was only used in parachutes. Fabric is there. Which requires leaves, which we need to go out and manually get, and mycelia, which we need to go out and manually get as well. So, that's one of the reasons I never automated it. Alright, so we have a gas mask finally. I can make a filter here as well. It turns out we can automate filters with the exact same recipe. Cool. So at least that I can automate. You know, like, sure, I've got to use a manufacturer to do it, which uses a crap ton of power. Speaking of holy shit power. Okay. So our pod's not due back for 10 minutes. We have actually unlocked everything. Except for whatever a supercomputer might bring us. There's more alternate recipes. I know there's more alternate recipes. We're going to need to do an oil pump. And the oils, we're doing 240 a piece from memory. Okay, so we're going to have to do something about our Mark III belts. Because I don't actually have them automated currently. We sort of... I redid steel and did half of it, and then didn't bother setting up anything to do more of the belts. Oops, fuel. Okay. So where are we? So I have... This guy's still free, plus there's 2 belts over there. And you do 30. So you're a... Because you do 30, don't you? Yep. Well, that's easy. 1, 2. Encroaching, encroaching, encroaching. Not encroaching. Not encroaching. Okay. I'm missing concrete. That's fine. No. Ah! Worst sound ever. We just spiked, didn't we? Yeah, I didn't actually do anything. We just spiked. Come on, let me through. Okay. Well, you can get disconnected at the very least. Actually, how much is it? 20 megawatts. I may not want to empty you because you are full of coal. Oh, I disconnected something, so it turned it on. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, now that I've hit that power cap, getting the power back on is really hard because everything spikes. And everything spikes really hard. Because every machine turns on and draws power, even if it doesn't actually need power. So how many computers do I have? 50. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to begrudgingly head back to base and pick up a stack of power shards. And we're just going to shove power shards in the power until it magically works. I think that's the answer. It's not a good answer, but it's the answer we're going to run with. Because that was sort of my plan, to go do something about power, but I don't want to have the base off whilst I go do something about power to then have to come back and turn the base back on. I really want it running in the meantime. I want to come back and find out I have a heap of computers and a heap of heavy modular frames and all the other junk. I love it how the animation keeps running even though this thing's off. Hold down control, drags in all of them at once. Hold down control, drags in all of them at once. Take all your fuel, because it turns out my jetpack's empty again. All of them. All of them. Are we close? Like, that's a beefy increase. Oh yeah, they've gone from 150 to 300 megawatts apiece. That's insane. No, I held down control, please, game. Because I built the whole base without any overclocking, I actually have a few spare power shards. Turns out I actually have enough to overclock everything. And now we can't feed this. We have no hope of being able to feed this. So I can feed... Pick up this as well. You don't quite... Not quite big enough to block you, but... Maybe that's what I built. I built a giant wall to catch the flying moth. You know... No, don't do that. You know how you sit down late at night, you got the windows on, and then you hear a thud because a moth has decided that your window is its light source it really wants to go fly up against, and just smashes into the window at full speed. So I cannot feed these at this speed. Not a hope in hell. I can feed up to 1.5 megawatts worth of power with what these guys output. But you do give credence to putting a logistics, no, organization, storage container. Let's try and line things up a little bit. Sure, if you'll accept it, I'll accept it. So you do give credence to putting in... It almost looks like it matches. Putting in an inline storage container like this. Because it means that, you know, we can look at this and go, okay, obviously it's fast I'm making this crap, it's going straight out the other end. Which means we're really on that limit. In fact, it's going down, which is even worse sign. How much are you outputting? You're outputting 37. Belt. Okay, don't let me put down Mark 3 belt. Mark 4 belts! Problem is, all I'm doing is moving the buffer from inside these machines to inside here. Yeah, we're sort of chewing through the fuel. It's not running full speed, so that is something. But 20. Okay, so we're sort of break even still. Like I said, we can supply up to 1.5 because that's what I math this build out to do. So, which is it chewing up a full 60, 120? So actually, I'm not chewing up a full belt's worth. So we could, hang on. Maybe that's our temporary answer. Don't have heavy modular frames. Let's go get some heavy modular frames. Blade runners. What was that? Just a weird rock. Okay. I'm pressing and holding spacebar, expecting to get flight. And it's obviously not happening because I've got blade runners on, not jetpacks. Okay, let's take a stack of 31. So, oil pumps do 240 on a belt, I think. Or maybe we had two belts, and one did 120 and one did... Maybe they did 120 each, and I tied two together to give me 240. Either way, that's 180. So assuming it's a belt of 240, I should be able to put another oil refinery down without any issue, I hope. There's lots of... I'm not sure in this episode. I apologize. Okay, this might shock power. Splitter. Gotta be kidding, JD. Not a hope. Into there. How about straight into the splitter? Done. We'll take it. Power. You're gonna do fuel. It's almost like I planned this. But you can run a standard belt. Standard belt is enough speed to keep this running. And we've added a little bit more fuel. So in theory, we're just in the positive. And that should slowly go up. Okay. Go away. Have the oil that's in my pocket. And you can have the oil that's in my pocket. Okay. So we've hopefully fixed power. That's really all we got done this episode. We fixed power and I went for a great tour up there and we had a general look around. I'm going to, between episodes, what am I going to do? I want to go look at an oil pump, but really we need to go sort out the steel. You know what? See, I want to peer into the MAM and see into the hub and see how far away that MAM is from researching, because it is a half-hour research. We're up to 26 minutes, 27 minutes in the video, which means we're close. Just don't know how close. Okay, jetpack. Okay. No. Go that way instead. You can. Okay. Can you go that way? You can. Okay. So if I do that, get rid of these poles I just put down, and then bring you across as well to the other side of the stacker. Aha! You're going to do beams, you're going to do beams, you're going to do beams. We're going to put a merger here. I'm going to take this belt and run it in there. This belt, come on, out. Okay, maybe a bit too far. I might have stank that back upon itself a little bit too much. Still too much. Okay, will you go straight in? We should just try that first. Okay, so we're going to merger. We've got 3 lots of steel being merged together. And we've got power pole right here. Power. Power 6 out of 6. Anybody else got a spare power connection? Haha! 2 out of 4. Done. Alright, so you guys are now going to run, and you're going to make the steel we need for the belts, which is, I want to say it's this snaky belt right here. What? That. Hang on, you guys are producing at a grand total of 10 per minute. So we have a belt of 30 items. I'm going to run this into, I think it's that belt. it still sort of half wanders all over the place. What's on this belt? Absolutely nothing. No. Status. No. They're on a main belt that's just not... Okay, so let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's try and tidy all this up at the same time. You to there. You to there. And you are going to go into there. You're going to go into there. The rest of this is not built. Actually, you know what? I don't even mind, once you get this far, to just hook into these existing belts. Because I do want to fix it. I honestly don't want to fix it now. I want to make them run to the MAM and see where that's up to. Okay. So, we have stators, which are that one. Goes into that weird belt there. We have encased industrial beams going there. We have normal steel belts in there. And then we have... what? Oh, they're pipes. Pipes go in here. Technically, that should work. All this has to be replaced. Like I said, it's all rubbish. And that's not the police outside unhappy with my building methods. It's perfectly fine. Yeah, all this is rubbish. I'd really like a nice structured stackable belt. But like I said, it was lazy. It worked. It's a mess, but it's fine. It's my mess. Okay. Into the MAM. And let's go. 7 minutes. Okay. You, I, and everybody else is going to find out what the story is with Supercomputer in the next episode. I am going to collect all the belts. I'm going to go see whether I can find another whatever them call it. Sure. I'm going to go see whether I can find another oil. I'm going to bring another oil belt to run another pump to double our power again, because we're like that close. Although I thought we got another power upgrade. I thought we got geothermals, but I don't see access to them, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to go hook up another oil, see where there is another oil, run the belts for the oil, which just takes forever. And I will see you guys in the next episode where we've done all that, and then we'll get to find out what the hell a supercomputer does. Because I have no idea, to be honest, what a supercomputer does. And my limited searching has found no results. So yeah, that's where we're leaving it. Thank you guys for watching, as always. Do hope you're enjoying the little series. I'm sort of dreading the end of... reaching the end of the game. I do know there is new updates coming out in like a month's time. A month? Yeah. Next month. May. So I'm looking forward to them, but yeah, I'm sort of dreading the end. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. I'm done rambling. I will see you in the next one. Bye.